Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I just got done watching this fight. Nick Webb, he improves to 11-0 with 9 knockouts. He beat Andre Bunga. This fight actually went the full 6 rounds. I thought, Webb dominated the fight. I thought the first 3 rounds, though, man, he came out guns blazing, throwing leather. For a big guy his size, though, 6'5" you would want him to use his jab and, try to set up the knockout. The corner was telling him they wanted him to be a little bit more patient too, and I agree with them. And set up the right hand. He was throwing a lot of hooks, left and right hooks, ducking his head down. I thought Andre Bunga possibly could have caught him with an uppercut when he was leaning his head down, Webb, and throwing hooks like that. But he was laying heavy leather on Bunga, man. Had him up against the ropes, beating him to the body. Landed a good right hand that stung Bunga. Forgot which round it was. But he stung him and he couldn't follow up and get him, knock him down. He did fall down to the canvas after they got tangled up. But yeah, Webb improves 11-0. Like I said, man, just want to see him use the jab, set up the right hand. He was throwing some good body punches. Kind of telegraphed though because Bungna was just laying against the ropes and allowing him to do it. But he was, and you can hear the shots too, man. Hard, heavy shots that Webb throws. I think he's like close to 260 pounds. Big, strong dude, man. I think he's like 29 years old. So I want to see more of him. Wouldn't mind seeing him fight. And I've said this before, either Tyrone Spong or maybe like a Nathan Gorman later on this year or maybe next year or something like that. I'd love to see that fight between the two prospects. But yeah, he did what he had to do in this fight. Want to see him just set his shots up more. Looked like, he went the 6 rounds pretty decent. He was breathing hard after a few rounds, but he's 260 pounds. You know what I mean? But want to see him step up after a few more fights and, see what he has against some, stiffer competition. And also wanted to go over that I seen somebody sent me an article the other day and I didn't do a video about it, so I'm just speak about it now. Oleg Maskaev is talking about coming back to the ring at the age of 48. So I'll leave a link to that article in the description if you guys haven't seen it, man. Haven't seen Maskaev in the ring, man, 4 or 5 years, I think. I think his last, I know he went out on a winning streak. I know he beat Owen Beck. Some mid-level type of guys. I can't remember everybody he beat, man, but but I know he got upset and stunned by Nagu Aguilera. I remember that fight. He got upset in that fight. He held the WBC title for a while. He has heavy hands. He's the type of dude that to get into a shootout, he may knock you out or you may knock him out. I believe all his 7 losses were by knockout. I remember the Tua fight. That fight actually came on, I believe it was like CBS back in the day. I think CBS broadcasted that one. But remember when he fought David Tua, Lance Whitaker. I remember the Rockman fight. Both of the fights with Rockman, he has victories over. He actually beat Rockman for the title when Rockman had that WBC. And Maskaev kind of held on. I think he held on to that title for like damn near 2 years, man, before he fought Samuel Peter. And he ended up losing to Peter. But Maskaev always made for entertaining fights, whether he got knocked out or he knocked you out. He also fought Kirk Johnson. As you guys know, Kirk Johnson was one of my favorite up-and-coming prospect slash contender fighters in the mid-late 90s to the early 2000s. But yeah, he beat Kirk, or he had a fight with Kirk. He lost. Who else did Maskaev fight, man? Oliver McCall. He's fought a who's who of nice, solid competition. So at 48, though, he says, according to the article, that he stays in shape and he's just waiting for, reach a deal with a promoter and he wants to have a fight soon. So I guess we'll see, man. At 48 is going to be tough. But his last fight, like I said, I think it was 2013 when I read the article. I believe it was 2013. Something like that. But I think last time I watched him fight, though, was a Nagy Aguilera fight. I believe so. I haven't seen him in a while, man. But tough trying to come back at 48. Larry Donald just said he's coming back. Michael Grant has a fight scheduled. So some of these old heavyweights, man, I guess they're looking at guys like Amir Mansour, who's in his 40s, and Shannon Briggs, who's in his 40s, and you got Tarver still out there giving it a go. So I guess they're looking at guys like that, man, as motivation, and maybe they don't think Just maybe these guys think they give it a one more go. Maybe they don't think some of these heavyweights are as dominant as fans like me and some of you believe they are. But I guess we'll see, man. At 48 years old, they say the last thing to go is your power, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, man. I'm out.